Hello everyone, my name is Beckett and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about Ubisoft taking over the Star Wars contract with Massive. And I just want to say this before we move forward. Everyone need to calm their tits. The Division isn't over and we're definitely not going to see a Division 3 for some time, and that is a good thing. But before we get started, if you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe. And if you like my videos, smash that like button. Alright, first off, let's talk about the lack of communication. And in my personal opinion, this is not Massive's fault at all. They have no control on what Ubisoft says or what Ubisoft tells them to do. I mean, they could say it, but they could also lose their job. So last time we heard anything was the state of the game, and they mentioned that they are going to be taking a vacation, and we will hear something back from them at the end of January or early February. Okay, so we know that is coming. We have Codename Nightmare coming, and we have the patch for the new consoles. I don't think that's out. I think it comes in like a week or two. They said about halfway in between, so probably when the next Manhunt comes, then we will probably see something, and we will see some kind of content, year 3 content. I don't think they're just going to push out this seasonal pass. I don't think it would be a good thing for the state of the game, but you also have to think about there would be no Star Wars, there would be no Disney contract if it wasn't for Massive, if it wasn't for what they've done with the Division and what they've done with the Division 2, not to mention that Massive is a massive studio. It sounds silly, but it is a huge studio. They're not only working on the Avatar game, they have the Division 2, and now they have Star Wars. So this is not like it's going to hurt them at all. If anything, it is just going to inject more money into Massive Studios. This is going to have a great effect on the game, at least on Division 2. This is Massive's franchise. They wouldn't be anything if this game was not here, and they're just going to be able to put more resources in more places, and I think it's just going to be better overall. I would love to see just Red Storm be a huge part of the Division as well. I think everybody wants that. We want to see a huge PvP update. We want to see more. We want to go back to those big DZs. Now let's take a step back and look at Ubisoft itself. Do you think they care about Massive or any of the developers? Do you think they care about the Division 2? They sold as many copies as they're gonna, and I don't expect that they care about any of the few copies that they're going to sell in the near future. Do you think they care about the Division 2 player base? I really don't think so. They only care about one thing, and that is profits. Now, if they would have announced a year 3 for Division 2, do you think their stock price would have jumped up $8? No, it probably would have gone up 50 cents, maybe $1, and it would have just gone back down really quick. But since they announced their coupling with Disney and Star Wars, they saw a huge jump, and that's all they really care about, and that's kind of where we need to be in. We need to think in the real world. And now people thinking about, so when is Division 3 coming out? Honestly, I wouldn't even expect the Division 3 till at least 2022. I expect a year 3 for sure, but it might be delayed a little bit just because we have the dollar flu going on for 2020, and that's just the way it is. Everything is behind. Look how Cyberpunk came out. Look how all these different games are having these late releases or late DLC coming out, or just no DLC for some games at all. And we just need to kind of keep that mindset that we're in a real world. Things are going to be behind, and I would rather wait for the product all the time. Same with Cyberpunk. Like, I'm not going to pick up that game. Maybe when it comes out and the Game of the Year edition comes out and everything is ironed out. But honestly, I would just rather wait. I'd rather wait for year 3, and I'd rather them take their time on Division 3. Now, is that the worst thing to wait for it? No, we don't want another rush product. We don't want a Destiny 2. We don't want a Division 2 launch where it was just rushed out so fast just to meet those profits. Let them make the games. Let them work on Avatar. Let them work on Star Wars, and just keep some content coming out for us. Give us that year 3 content, and then get us on that hype train for Division 3, because it is going to come out, but don't expect, oh, we're going to hear Division 3 in a couple months and it's going to be out in 6 months. Now that we're all calmed down and we can look at this from a rational perspective, not only is there going to be more money injected into this from the Star Wars franchise, but we're also going to have a Star Wars game on the Snowdrop, an open world game, and we don't know what it's going to look like. I would love to have KOTOR 3. I've been waiting for those games forever. If you guys ever played those old RPGs from BioWare, I think they were on the original Xbox. It was amazing, and even today, it still holds up. Go check it out. It's really fun. Now, if we had something like that where we could all run around with Jedis instead of agents, oh my god, I would buy it right away, but I don't think we're going to see something like that. But we do know it is going to be an open world with the snowdrop. Doesn't mean it's going to be just like Division 2. Doesn't mean it's going to be a shooter looter or a whatever you may call it. I hope it's more of a story-based game. I would love to see that, but we're just going to have to wait and see. Same thing with Division 2. We're just going to have to wait until we have news, wait for the state of the game. I'm sure they're going to let us know something is coming or announce something in the soon future, but we do have year 3 coming up and the season is not over, so don't get all panicky thinking they're trying to kill off the game. It just wouldn't make sense from a business standpoint, and that's where you need to look at it like, oh no, Star Wars is here, so they're gonna, no, because we don't even know how this Star Wars game is going to perform. From the last few Star Wars games, they have not been that great. I'm just looking at you, Battlefront. Even though EA is kind of evil, Ubisoft is just slightly less evil, guys. Remember, they just came out of this little hump where they were a pretty bad company for a long time. I still remember the old days playing Rayman, the old school Ubisoft when they were good. And then they had that little, where we bumped, and then they've come back. They have the Division, they have Division 2, and Assassin's Creed is not that bad of a game anymore. I don't know about Valhalla, I haven't heard that too many good things, but when I came back and actually played Odyssey, I had a blast and I put like 200 or 300 hours into it. It was a very fun game. So let's just relax, have fun. Don't worry, we still have a few more months of the season left, and then we're going to be looking forward into year 3. Expect something to come out. Don't let them just leave something hanging. Why would they just throw money out the window? But that's all I have for you guys today. But coming up this weekend, I have a new solo Darkzone build coming out, as well as we are finally finishing our 100th series in the DC. So we're going to be heading to New York next. We're going to be checking out the Ivory Key. We finally got that named weapon, and we're going to be moving forward into new content, new stuff. There is so much to do in this game. Do not forget, there is literally like a bunch of stuff to do in this game. So if you have just been playing a red build, which is just a third-person Call of Duty simulator, try out all these different builds. Try out these classified missions. Go after these hunters. It is so much fun, and there's so much stuff to experience, and if you are not experiencing all of it, you are truly missing out. And I just want to say thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys next time.